Patrick Koller, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you.
Now, we're meeting today not because of the calendar dictates that we talk about, fiscal reporting or shareholder expectations. Our meeting today is really very much at your initiative. You want to talk to us about your vision for Faurecia and your convictions about where the company should be today and tomorrow. Why today?
Because, 4 years ago, we have started being Faurecia. And at the time, we thought it would be very important for us to have a real community identity. Since then, we have added some very important milestones and bricks to being Faurecia, like, for example, the ethics, compliance, gender diversity, and all of this. But this is also making it much more complex and much more difficult to understand globally. And we thought that it is time for us to give sense and to make it easy for the people to take over these convictions, to define them.
Is it also essential for a CEO of a company of Faurecia's size and importance to publicly announce these types of convictions?
I think yes, because if you don't announce them and if you don't measure the progress, it's not real. It's only words. Yeah? So you need to give sense to it. You need to show the real importance these convictions have through the investments you make, through the involvement of people around them, and also through the progress and the performances you publish.
Also, society as well is being more and more demanding with companies. It's not enough anymore to just promise short-term and long-term value to shareholders.
Yeah, but I think it's normal. I think that the big companies who are active in many different countries realize that they also have a political impact. We are part of these communities, and we have to tell the communities how we see the world and how we want to act inside of these communities. This is also important to attract the best people around the world. We have to tell them who we are. We have to tell them what counts for us, what is important for us. And if we are aligned in these values, they can join us, and we will work together in order to improve some of the key issues of the world in these days.
How can a company like Faurecia, how would you like to see the company invest, and how will you measure your success there?
I think when you look at global warming, for example, or more globally environmental issues we have. So we have the global warming, which is one. We also have the air quality, which is another one. On these two, we are investing a lot of money in innovations in order to propose solutions which are close to zero emission solutions, to change, in fact, the behaviors and the technologies which are made available to the industry in order to contribute to the reduction, of the improvement of the global warming. This is also why we have invested in hydrogen. We believe in hydrogen as an alternative to battery electric vehicles in the frame of zero emissions.
Another message I heard from you very clearly is this idea that the world is changing so fast. Disruption is part of life. It's part of our personal lives, it's part of professional life, and it's actually something that we need to address and actually embrace. It can be an opportunity.
We have to see it the positive way. But it's also true that it is accelerating and that one disruption is pushing the next one. So you have to anticipate. And we need to learn to anticipate. We need to learn the low-level signals. We need to understand what the consumers are looking for. We need to understand the direction in which the things are going, and we need to support that direction.
You've got 100,000 or so employees across 34 countries. How do you get them comfortable with the idea that permanent disruption is not something we can stop and it's actually good? How are you going to accompany them on that ever-changing role that they might have in the company?
When you look at the current disruptions, the current technology disruptions, we benefit from them. In fact, they all turn to be opportunities for us. We also have to show to our people that we invest in them, in the new jobs they will have to deal with, to manage, in training, in continuous training.
Faurecia University, for example, has been a place where you've invested quite a bit, and employees are really embracing the opportunities that you're putting forward, even on in classes, even online training. That's an impressive success, I think.
You know, what is nice is what we are doing is good for the people, but it's good for us too. To have people well trained with the right level of expertise, with the right intellectual agility, makes us stronger, makes us better prepared for the next wave of changes and disruptions.
What are your expectations for what it will mean for Faurecia's, sustainability and societies as a whole?
It will mean that this company will still exist in 100 years. I'm not sure, honestly, that the life cycle of the companies we knew so far would stay what it was. I think that the life cycle will shorten. You will see more and more changes because a lot of companies will not be able to reinvent themselves. It needs a lot of agility, it needs a lot of entrepreneurship. We would like to be one of these companies capable to reinvent itself permanently for the benefit of all its stakeholders.
Patrick Koller, thank you very much for being with us today, sharing your vision for Faurecia and its continued evolution along with society as a whole for many, many years to come, we hope. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.